Hey, you there! Yes, you! Come over here, now! I need your help. It's urgent. My brother, Alvar, he's up the hill in that camp by the fire. But it's his turn to take watch, and I'm bloody freezing out here. Tell him to come here, right now, else I will go back to Ark without him.
What do you want? Get lost. There's nothing for you to see here. Oh, does he now? Then listen up, pal. Since we've come here, that fat bastard has done nothing other than get plastered. Tell him that until he's sober, I won't move a finger width from this fire.
What, I'm drunk? Because this idiot made me wait out here for hours? If it weren't for him, we would be on our way back to Ark already. Tell him to move his fat ass over here right now.
Oh, did he now? Well then, you tell him that what he wants interests me as much as the colour of his fucking balls.
What? Alright, that's it. Go and kick that bloody moron's ass. Give him a knuckle sandwich. Smack him in the gob. Spank the living shit. Ah, you know what I mean. Too much of a coward for that, are you? Fine. Oh, just wait. You sodding son of a tur. I will show you who's boss.
Huh? What, you mean the living dead, the Watirs everywhere, the frenzied civilians? I'd say this country's seen better times. But at least something happens. It makes this place less boring.
What? That's all you've got?
Like the bite of a flea.
You'll pay for that.
Grappler!
What? That's all you've got? What? That's all you've got?
What? Haven't had enough yet? As you wish. Huh?
Monsieur? Well, there comes a point when you just have to live with it. Yes? News. Where have you been these past moons? The whole city's talking about nothing else but the Mad Magister. 30 dead novices. Oh, boy. How could
Hey,
something like
you
this happen
there?
within
Yes,
the Order?
you. Can you spare a moment for him? He would be very grateful. Your help. Tell him, my sir, do you have good eyes? Good, very good. Let him cut to the chase. He is in dire need of eggs. Lots of eggs. And he wants you to help him. A half-starling, yes. But unfortunately, he's not from Anku, if that's what you would have asked next. Which is something he really regrets. This world, it's so dirty, so loud. But, well, what can you do? One is what one is. It is, indeed. The eggs he is looking for are hard to come by. Do you see those brown hammerbirds circling over the heartland? In many other countries, such as Nerim or Kira, their hatchlings are brought up to be letterbirds. He wants to raise such letterbirds for a special purpose. So, what do you say? Will you help an old starling? The ancient fathers would thank you for it. He's sure of that. Oh, that's hard to explain. He doubts you would understand. But it has to do with our lost home, the Star City. Yes, the place we starlings come from, and where we are destined to return to eventually. Don't you know the stories? There's a city far up in the sky, and all the worldly suffering doesn't exist there. But this is no place to talk about that. There are books which could explain our prophecies a lot better than he ever could. Well, that is the part where your good eyes come into play. All you need to do is follow the movements of the birds flying above the sea here and in its vicinity. Eventually, they will return to their nests, and that's where you can find the eggs. Just come back once you've found a good handful or more. He will wait for your return. So, any luck?
There it is. Ark. Majestic, isn't it?
Monsieur?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
And here we are. Welcome to Ark. I've got some things to take care of here. So let's meet at the market once you're ready to meet Grandmaster Tealor Orenthiel and his mages in person, alright? By his own son, Nerazil, yeah. But roughly 2.5 years ago, he suddenly appeared back in Enderal, accompanied by a handful of mages who once fought against him in the Great War. Weird, I know, but that's how it was. He did, yeah. It seems that something happened between him and them that made them sort out their issues, you could say. They're allies now, and frankly, nobody quite knows why. You can imagine what kind of uproar that caused among the Holy Order itself. But in the end, Renthil got things his way. You can say what you want about him, but he never lost his charisma, that's for sure. You're telling me. But apparently their alliance has something to do with this red madness. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, sure, I should have thought of that. Pardon me. Alright then. Ark is divided into 5 districts, not counting the harbor. The Foreign Quarter, where we are right now, the Marketplace, the Nobles' Quarters, the South Quarter, and the Temple. If you're looking to gear up, I guess the market would be the place to go. You can find anything there, from food to weapons, armor, and whatever else you need. If it's magical supplies and alchemy you need, however, you best try your luck in the Nobles' Quarters. But prepare yourself for some dismissive looks. Up there's also the bathing house and the theater, in case you have the coin for that. Finally, there's the temple, which is hard to overlook. Normal citizens are not permitted to enter it, and from up there, the Holy Order reigns over this country. But if all goes according to plan, you'll soon see it from the inside. And then there's the Undercity. Yeah, it doesn't, and it isn't. The Undercity's a cluster of caves directly beneath our feet. And down there is where the poor and the sick live, not to mention those that the Order doesn't like to see in their neat, pretty streets in the upper city. Not a place I'd recommend you visit, at least not unless you're looking for mischievous things. Great. Then see you later and enjoy your stay.
My sir, do you have a moment? I think the two of us could do business together. Well, it is actually quite simple. But since you were kind enough not to just ignore me and walk by as the others did, I would like to show my gratitude for that first. You travel a lot, don't you? I can tell by the mud on your boots. Here, one of these books might come in handy on your journeys. Which one do you prefer? Believe me, there is none. Happy customers always return, and in order to make you happy, I first have to convince you of the superb quality of my products. See it as a sample. Splendid! Say, would you happen to be interested in earning yourself some more coins? Or, even better, more books like those? There is something I need help with. I have a problem, and this problem is called Celia, which happens to be my sister. Where should I start? You know, I am one of those people who wasn't given everything by fate. Quite the contrary, in fact. When I was a child, the village I grew up in, Foamville, was ambushed by bandits, and both my father and my mother died during the attack. Thank you, but it's ancient history now. Fact is, my sister and I dealt with this event differently. We managed to flee the attack and make it to Ark, where the guards, of course, threw us into the Undercity. But while I tried to honor my father's heritage by using the little I could from our savings by setting up a business, she preferred to wallow in her misery instead. She got to know the wrong people and has, since then, never done a single bit of honest work. Frankly, she's a dust addict. Day and night she does nothing else but rot in those drinking holes in the Undercity and blows what little money she makes on her drage. Now, of course, she is still my sister, so all of these years I paid her rent so she doesn't have to sleep on the streets. However, things have changed. Recently she started using our father's heritage to pay for her addiction, and I will not accept that. I certainly could, but the day a guard voluntarily goes into the Undercity is the day Avatia will become a barber. The Undercity belongs to Relata, and Celia knows that, which is why my hands are tied. Of course, you wouldn't know that. Glimmercap dust, the blue bliss, or however you want to call it. It's a drage, a dangerous one. Apparently, it makes you feel as if you're walking the eternal paths. But it also kills you quicker than the sunfire. Well, technically it's our money. Basically, it was a share our father had in a small business here. He was so proud of it, you wouldn't believe it. Luckily enough, I managed to save that paper from the bandits and turned it in at the bank a few years ago, after I realized how valuable it was. Since then, it has turned into quite a formidable sum. Nothing huge, of course, but enough to save my business from bankruptcy. You understand? In theory, it is our money, but without me, she would probably have sold it for a bottle of ale, and I won't let her spit on our father's heritage that way. Oh, believe me, I did. Which is why she simply hid the key to our safe in the bank somewhere that I couldn't find it. So, long story short, this is where you come in. I want you to get her to give me that key. How you do it is up to you. But if you succeed, it won't be to your disadvantage. Anywhere there's rats and dust. But she spends most of her time in the False Dog in the Undercity. One of those dumps I told you about. Just come back to me once you've found something.
Walk west, my friend. You look disheartened. I have just the right thing for you. A visit to our gallery. Dozens of beautiful paintings by different artists, each of them a treat for the eye. Come now, for tomorrow you may not have a chance. No? I thought so. Then have a nice day.
Oh, lovely adherers of the crunchy pleasures. Grow in delight as your teeth sink into a golden brown loaf.
That's one way to put it. Truth be told, if the Golden Sickle doesn't decide to leave a barrel full of coin on our doorstep tomorrow, we won't be able to pay rent much longer. Especially now that my esteemed mother has decided to play hermit. Wow. Listen to me. A month ago, I would have been too proud to admit this. Now I shouted at a complete stranger. She's a painter. Our best-selling painter, to be precise. Some people even came from other countries to see her portraits. At least before the war. It's hard to describe. She's portrayed half of Ark's nobility by now. At least that's what it feels like. And she does it. The paintings are just so intense. I don't know how else to put it. That's why people are willing to pay a fortune for them. It's crazy if you think about it. Well, what I said. For months, she's not reacted to our letter, nor sent one herself. And what's worse, she hasn't sent us any new paintings. Which is one of the reasons why this place isn't going so well. And in case you wonder why we just don't visit her, my mother was always a little special. And where she resides reflects that. The Dark Valley.
Melt away in rapture as a crunchy loaf of bread wanders from my hands into yours.
You'd do that. That's... quite the offer, to be honest. A word of warning in advance. I cannot pay you. That is, unless you're interested in a painting from Prince Myth. But I warn you, they're as bad as his poems. A little detour in a place swarming with undead eager for your blood. Right. I hope you know what you're doing. I really do. But still, I guess I'm too selfish to decline your offer. It's worth a try. My mother and I, we don't exactly have a... good relationship. But still, I need to know she's alright. You said you travel a lot, so you have a map with you, right? Show me. So there you go. That's where her hut should be. At least approximately.
Bread! Taste
Good
it
luck,
now, our
and,
unrivaled fresh and tasty bread!
Thanks.
You there! You look as if you could do with a fine loaf of our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread. I can see it in your eyes. Well, it is fresh and it is tasty. What are you getting at? Certainly, a pleasure for the young and the old, for the tall and the small. See for yourself.
Oi, you there. Don't look at me like that. Looking for trouble, eh?